viewers, in the Quran it says, wherever you turn is the face of your Lord. Also the Quran says, neither the heavens nor the earth contains me, but the heart of my believing servant. You see? So Silat then no longer became a tool of serving the ego. It became a tool of serving creation, the divine, and our fellow men. This is Sufistic principles. But these are universal Sufistic principles. I.e. meaning, you can find these principles within Christianity, Judaism, Sanatan Dharma, especially Vaishnavism, the Hare Krishna movement. You know? You can find it within all of these. You know? You can find it within traditional Islam. It's not just about Sufism. You can find it within the Shias, in the real teachings of the Imams, the 12 Imams, especially Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, Imam Ali, in the teachings of Imam Ali, Sayyidina Ali, had a big influence on Silat, of how to fight without your ego, how to overcome your ego, which enabled him to become one of the greatest warriors within Islamic history, and was reportedly the true successor of Prophet Muhammad. You know, again, you know, if you look at the madhabs of Islam, Shafi, Hanbali, Maliki, and so forth, they were also similar. They emphasized on tasawwuf, on purification of the heart, and doing our duty, and fulfilling our responsibility and trust that have been given to us. One of the trusts is looking after the body, the mind, not polluting it, not contaminating it, keeping it strong and pure. Purity equals strength, you know, not torturing the body. In other words, the community, doing your part for the community. So a Silat man would become a healer, because he would know himself so much that he would know how to cure, heal, massage, so forth, traditional. So he would be normally the healer of the community, the local doctor within the village. And because he knew himself, he would almost become the religious teacher, or the guru, or the spiritual guide, or the shaman, the dukun, the bomo of, or the pir, you know, the mystic guide of the village, the community. And he would give his dues to creation, animals, trees. He wouldn't pollute the atmosphere, cleanliness, sanitation. This is all a part of Silat spirituality and martial arts. It's all about getting to know oneself. When you know yourself truly, you know, and you've won over your ego, lust, greed, anger, envy, jealousy, all that constitutes towards the evil eye and the ego. And you accomplish this through magnifying your heart. That's why henceforth certain really old Silat masters were gurus, sheikhs, murshids, whatever you want to call them. They were spiritual guides. They could help you to realize yourself, and realize the divine, realize the true nature of your surroundings, and help you to realize your true purpose in life. They wouldn't tell you what is your true purpose in life. They help you to find the answers to the problems you have in your own life, the solutions. They help you find your way. So this is what drew me to Silat, kept me in Silat, and God answered my prayers, that I could do an art, that I could actually transcend violence, and the only violence is knowing how to combat myself. And when I do train with others, when I teach others, I teach them how to give yourself to your training partner. It's not about winning, it's not about losing, it's about cooperation, even in resistance, you know, even in chaos. It's a bit yin-yang. Philosophy is there, but like I said, Silat's been influenced by many different cultures' influence.
So it's like Silat has really got as a big umbrella of spirituality as well as the martial arts, and it's given it's a way of life, kind of like perhaps Islam. It's that's obviously helped yourself in your own life. How does that help you today with when you're teaching or when you're in your everyday life?
Okay, so firstly I would like to not correct you, but inform you. Silat, Islam, we have a saying, you know, there's external type people, there's internal type people. External type people look at things superficially, okay? So in Islam and in Sufism and in other spiritual ways, they say there's actually 3 types of people. One type of people is for themselves, one type of people is for the world, and one type of people is for the akhirah, the hereafter. So there's people of dunya, there's people of akhirah. What Prophet Muhammad said, and what a lot of other sages have said, is don't be one or the other, be both. Have one face turned to akhirah, one face turned to dunya. So when it comes to the dunya way, yes, it's a way of life, but it's more than that. Especially when you're taking the akhirah and the part of purification and the daily prayers and other things and chanting, zikrullah. Actually, Silat and Islam or Buddhism or Christianity, any of these religions, is a state of being. You see? It's a state of being. It's a state of being from the heart. It's a state of being of divine, humane, or humanness. Realizing one's humanity. Knowing what it truly means to be human. The who and the man. Not just man. The who. The Allah, who. We contain the divine essence within us. Yeah? To act like civilized beings. To behave like civilized beings with one another. This is what is truly Silat. So it's as pragmatic as it was thousands of years ago. Because the same principles apply today. Yeah? Of akhlaq, adab, code of conduct. How do you behave? What is your characteristic? How do you behave in front of people as well as behind closed doors? This is the pragmatism of it. That is still applicable today as it was back then.
Wow. And that's truly a very deep subject. I'm sure we could go on about this for many hours.
Yeah,
and it really intrigues me how that how you were spurred on at a very young age to do this.
Yeah.
And 30 years on, perhaps you're still doing this. And do you still get the same pleasures that you used to get out of it when you initially started? What have those changed?
Well, I still get pleasures of teaching. I wouldn't say pleasure, I would say more satisfaction. The satisfaction is in seeing people develop and grow and fulfill their humanity. Those who have succeeded within the training is not easy, especially the spiritual component. Actually, Silat is 90% spiritual and mental. It's about mental, spiritual cultivation. It's about being in the here and now. It's not just about techniques, punching, kicking, and grappling, locking, and so forth. Even though that's there, it's what we say is what is behind your fist when you're punching. Is it your ego? Is it anger? What is it? Or is it something benign? Is it compassion? Sometimes you can be cruel to be kind. So what is fueling your defense? What is self-defense? Actually, as true Silat man will tell you, when you understand what is the self, there's no such thing as self-defense. Because the true self doesn't need defending. Most of the time what we are defending is our ego. And that's due to lack of confidence, communication skills, empathy, connection, rapport with other human beings and our surroundings. So Silat, when I see influences my students, disciples, and they become more positive, confident human beings, regardless whether they're theists or atheists, young, old, whatever. And they can help navigate through life with their head up high, in dignity, with self-respect, self-dignity, without having to bow their head down to tyranny in any form. It gives me a contentment and satisfaction that no money can give to me. So I see it as a service, a divine service, part of my dharma, deen, of my... Because you see the concept in Silat, this is a deep concept. And this concept is also there within Islam and other religions, is that you become Khalifatullah. It's not about making the whole world into an Islamic world, or a Hindu world, or a Christian world, or a Buddhist world. According to true Islamic teachings and Silat teachings, and traditional martial art, even Indian martial arts, Vedic teaching, it's about becoming Khalifatullah. Khalifatullah means a vice regent of God on earth, where you're like his representative that's taking care. You're doing your part. You're not becoming his only begotten son. You're not becoming an avatar or nothing like that. No. You realize that you have a purpose. That purpose is to take care of everything around you and yourself, as everything was given to you, manifested to you as a gift from the universe, from God. You see.
And Silat for you is what in that?
Silat is a state of being, as I stated before. Those who have experienced it, reached it through the hard training of taming their ego, who know the meaning of sacrifice and duty, of ownership and responsibility, know the pricelessness of being a human, as said in the Quran and by others. That at the beginning the angels seem to be higher than us, but at the end actually we are higher than angels. Even the angels desire to have human form, because with this human form we can realize the truth of everything, the truth of ourselves through self-realization, the true nature of everything around us. While other beings, according to spirituality and mainstream authentic religions, traditional, the other beings cannot. This human form of life, this body, is a gift. It's very special. They can enable us to know the mysteries of existence and the truths of existence and the truth of our being, that we are all insignificant yet important too. We are all parts and parcel of creation and of the grand scheme of things. And without us, everything is incomplete. So it's very good for people with mental health issues, for mental health wellness. 90% of my students from the past have had some form of mental health issues, and it's helped them to gain confidence, clarity, and gain congruence in their mind and within their lives. So Silat to me is a way of keeping balance, harmony, clarity, keeping my humanity, enables me to fulfill my life.
Silat isn't as mainstream or well known in this country as, say, karate is, or taekwondo or other martial arts. Why do you think that is? Why is the popularity of those arts more than Silat? And what is the
Because the Silat masters were shy of demonstrating. The others were ready to export their arts, and they migrated more out to the rest of the world, especially in colonial times. While the Silat masters of Malaysia, Indonesia were very humble, very shy. They didn't want to show their knowledge. It was only there for self-defense. It only came out to defend the community, to defend themselves, to defend the pious within themselves and the pious around them. So they weren't interested in fame, glory. And most Silat masters never did it for money. Yes, there was an initiation fee you would give, and you would look after your teacher by doing gardening, this and that, cooking, many things, like a son would, you know. But money wasn't the issue. So none of them really tried to go out there and claim fame, name, and money. So even till today, a lot of the traditional masters, they're shy of bringing it out. But this is where I've been helping them, you know, bridge the gap. How to come out into the modern world and retain the traditional values of Silat in an amicable way, without losing or devaluing the art in any way whatsoever. There's plenty of other teachers out there. They made their fame, name, money and so forth. It's good. That's their thing. You know? But myself, for me it's not about fame, name and money, you know? It's truly about service to humanity, to God, about empowering people. So, how do you market such an art to the masses? An art that looks at you as an individual. You know, it's not like army socks, one size fits all. It takes into consideration your true nature. You as an individual. So how much time can one master give to so many people? But however, I personally feel that it's better sometimes to have a slice of the cake and enjoy it rather than have the whole cake. So we have a saying, a little Silat goes a long way. Yeah? So with Silat masters, in particular traditional masters, it's about quality rather than quantity.